Welcome to my channel. Just gonna kind of go over what I did for my Air Ride Delete for my 95 Ford Crown Vic. These things are problematic. They stop holding air. They get old, like everything else. They fall apart. So I deleted those. I didn't want to put new ones back in there. I just went with the good old coil springs. And first thing you do is you get your car into wherever you're going to work on it. Flip in, you can leave it running. Turn off your air compressor. The shut-off switch is back here in the trunk on the passenger side. At least on my 95 Ford Crown Vic it is. Couldn't tell you about your car. I can only speak for my experience. And then, after you get that done, turn your car off. Disconnect the battery. That's the safe way. And then you're going to put this here jack underneath the rear end, right in the middle. And then that way when you jack it up, it's going to lift both tires off the ground at the same time. And it's just going to make life easier. I promise you. But before you jack your car up all the way, take off your tires. Loosen up your lug nuts first. Both sides. Then jack up your car. Then put these jack stands along the frame or towards the back, one on each side. That way you set your car down. It's all nice and safe and secure. Finish taking your tires off at that point. And then this jack will get to that point. You'll need one of these little scissor things, unless you have a coil spring compressor. Either way you do this, it's sketchy. I don't like coil spring compressors; those are sketchy. Kind of doing it the way I did it, sketchy. Then at that point, you're just kind of ready to get at it. So the first thing I did was hold on, bear with me. Oh, geez, let's get this back in there. Sorry guys. Oh, it's gonna look, Jesus, I'm a mess, guys. It's gonna sit in there something of this fashion. Yeah, that's my car. I like that. Okay. Jeez. All right. So first thing you do, disconnect the power supply. It has two little tabs on each side. You want to release those. They're going to be brittle. So if you're putting new ones in your car, just kind of expect those tabs to break. It's brittle plastic. And then as soon as you release both of those tabs, this connector comes off. This here, you have to push in on this little red piece. You push that in, and then this tube that goes in here that supplies the air from the compressor, that comes out. Now, that's all done. This is clear, right? Well, now you have to take this guy out. Now, this is gonna, depending on how bad your bags are, this is gonna hold air. And so the first thing is just twist it, and because there's pressure in there, it's gonna push out, and it's gonna release all the air. It's gonna make a lot of noise. Might make you jump. Don't worry, it won't hurt you. Just don't put your hand around it. Just pop it out, move your hand, let the air come out, and then one more turn, and then this little guy comes out right here. Now you're stuck with getting this bag out. This clip here holds it onto the top. I pried out the bottom. This is kind of stuck in the spring perch, or whatever you want to call it. And you take a screwdriver and just kind of wedge around it. It'll pop up. And then this here, you have to take this off. Let's go around, because it's a little tricky. Just a long screwdriver will do. And that is, can I get it? Right up in here. It's hard to tell. Bad lighting. But you have to go between the body of the car in the top part of the frame of the car. Just look in there with the light, you'll see it, and you have to hit it with the screwdriver. It'll pop out. It might spin around a little bit, but just play with it. You'll get it. So that's that. Now that that's done, obviously I did on both sides. I prepped it. So these bags are ready to be taken out at this point. But before I lowered my axle, I noticed on other videos that guys will, I don't know how well this is because the lighting sucks. They don't take off their shocks. They leave it in the shock mount, and then when they drop their axle down, their shocks end up leaking. I think it's because of too much pressure. So all the fluid comes out. So what I do, or what I did, was I took my lower shock mounts, I loosened them up. I just took them off, took the shock out on the bottom altogether, so that way when you drop down your axle, you're not bottoming out your shock. The other thing you want to do is take off your brake line mount right there, because you're gonna push this axle down, and this is gonna get tight, and you need all the slack in the line that you could get. So take that out. That way you don't rip your brake line and damage anything. So, and then at that point is that scissor jack. You have to go between this top of the axle and then the bottom of this frame curvature right here, and then just twist it and push the axle down, so that way you have enough room to get your spring in there. And the driver's side is easier to do than the passenger side, because passenger side has the exhaust, and that's a pain. Now we're gonna make old man sounds getting out from underneath the car. Oh geez. What else? Also on the passenger side is they have this little shield, the heat shield, to protect the wiring from the heat of your exhaust. Take this out, get it out of the way. You don't need it. Weight loss. You just gained 5 horsepower. Just kidding. Not too bad of a job. Getting the spring in there is kind of a pain. You will have to push up on the spring to get it in there. No big deal. For my kit, I ordered TRQ. What was that? SKA63000 is the part number. And I think it came with the shocks, which is a SBA 60570. I did not replace the shocks on here because getting to those bolts also requires going in between the frame and the body. There's not a heck of a lot of room. The shocks seem to be fine. We're waiting on those. I'm not doing those today. I've already messed around too long today. So that's it, I think. I also backed my car up onto those to gain a little more clearance for my jack. The car sits about 1 inch higher. Flipping. So I guess that's nice. A little more tire room. Doesn't seem so saggy in the back. And I haven't driven it yet, so we'll see how it handles. Hopefully better, because the whole point of doing this is to make it handle better. Can't really think of anything else. Flipping. Hopefully this video is just kind of a little bit more helpful on, at least how the solenoid comes out. Oh, I forgot the clip. There's a metal clip that goes around that holds the solenoid in too. It kind of looks like, that. You kind of have to take this off before you could take off this solenoid. Kind of left that part out. Oops. It's not too bad. Just get a screwdriver. This clip goes in. and these little flat tabs keep you from twisting this out. So just get a screwdriver, pop up underneath here, and bink, it'll fling out. And then for the wires that plugged into this, I just zip tied them up onto some lines up there, up out of the way. And then there was one more step about going into, at least on mine, the glove compartment and cutting a wire and then doing something else. That's for your air ride light. I'm gonna do that later too, because I'm the man of tomorrow. But yeah, I think that's it, guys. Flipping. If you have any questions, just pop down there in the comment section. Leave your questions, comments, and I could try to answer them the best of my ability. I'm no professional. That's what you're supposed to say, right? Even if you are. Just say, I'm not professional. Do this at your own risk. Oh yeah, speaking of risk, also, because the back tire's off the ground, make sure you chalk the front tires. Put something in front and behind. It should be common sense. But in the event that you're excited and you know you're going about it all hardcore, and just don't miss that step. You don't want your car rolling down the driveway and becoming one of those videos. That would suck. So, all right, guys. Well, if you made it this far, I appreciate it. I'm pretty sure I say that in all my videos. And until next time, thanks for watching.